Hi everyone, welcome to Monozukuri Hardware Cup 2023. Today, 7 innovative hardware startups here to give their pitches. First, Monozukuri Hardware Startup Consortium Chairman Narimasa Makino greets you.
Okay, good morning. So it's a pleasure to be here, and so I'm Makino of the Monozukuri Hardware Cup, Monozukuri Hardware Startup Consortium, the chairman, and so the CEO of the Monozukuri Ventures. At first, and let me introduce and so the Monozukuri Hardware Cup. You know the hardware startup journey is very hard. So it is not only Japanese startup company, and so also in the global startup company have the same problem. One of the big problem is the mass production. Most of the startup companies fail to the mass production. Not only the mass production design for manufacturing, a lot of the problem that be faced for the hardware startup company. So it is when the hardware cup and the what happened. In the US and the Alpha Labo Gear is starting the hardware cup in the since 2015. And this is the biggest and pitch event in the US. And not only the US and all over the country, the startup company that joined this pitch event. The hardware is hard. Everybody they cooperate and makes the community for the problem and try to change the environment. So why from Kyoto? Why from Japan? So why and we started this and the Monozukuri Hardware Cup from the Kyoto, from the Kansai. This is a Monozukuri ecosystem in Kyoto. The global craftsmanship for the industrial tech and the hard tech startup, the local expertise made in Kyoto and Kansai. This time and so many companies sponsored and this event. And so Kyoto Stocknet is one of the sponsors. The Kyoto Stocknet is the support for the prototyping, and not only the startup company and also the large company. And this time and Murata and the sponsor this event. Anyway, in the Kyoto and so many and the global manufacturing company in the Kyoto, and not only the global company, the small and the middle enterprise factory, and supporting the prototyping and the manufacturing. And it is when we started Monozukuri Hardware Cup. The Monozukuri Hardware Cup happened the semi-final of the Hardware Cup since 2017. This year in Kyoto and the KLP and online. This time and the 8 startups that make a presentation is all English. And the gateway to the global market for the hard tech startup in Japan. This is the result. So far, about 10,000 participants in the last 8 years. And more than 117 hardware startups all over Japan that have applied. One of the biggest events in Japan now. So far, the QG Legend, the winner of the 2017, the first and Monozukuri Hardware Cup, that went public in 2021. And last year, and the winner, the Sun Metron, the winner of the last year, this Sun Metron that has a grant, the new metal, the 3D printer. This company, the success of fundraising from the Japanese venture capital and the US and university. And this time, and so many and sponsors and supported this event. So I appreciate and all the sponsors. The Murata is the biggest and the company in Kyoto, the Murata and supported this event at first. And the KLP so far supported this event and Dassault system as well. And the Matsuo and the Kyoto Shinkin and the Stocknet and the Monozukuri Nihon Kaigi that sponsor this event. Anyway, and this sponsor company that supported to global market. And the Monozukuri Hardware Cup in the focus on the go global. The Monozukuri Hardware Cup in supporting all the Japanese hardware startup company to be to the global market. Anyway, and enjoy today the Monozukuri Hardware Cup. and enjoy your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, I will explain today's contest and the rules. This is a pitch contest for hardware startups. Each startup has 4 minutes for their pitches. After that, judges have Q&A time for 5 minutes. Today, we have 4 special judges. The main judge is Allen Miner, founder of chairman of Sunbridge Corporation. Hi, Allen.
Hi, good to see you all again this year.
Hello. Allen, could you introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah. I'm Alan Miner, founder of Sunbridge, and formerly Makino-san's boss. And as with any parent, the proudest moment of your life is when your child grows up and accomplishes something that even you're not sure you could have accomplished. And I'm very proud to have been following the continued progress and success of Monozukuri Ventures, both on the venture capital side, but even more so with the events like this that they host each year. I think I've been judging almost every year since the beginning, and it's always a pleasure to see what exciting new startups Makino-san and his team have found to share with us today. I can't wait to hear the pitches.
Thank you very much. Next judge is Paul Yonamine, Chairman Emeritus of Central Pacific Bank and Central Pacific Financial Corporation. Hi, Paul.
Hi, how are you? Thank you again for having me. This is my 3rd time to be a part of this great event. And I currently am Chairman Emeritus of Central Pacific Bank in Honolulu, Hawaii. I'm also now a special advisor to the governor of the state of Hawaii. In my prior life, I used to be president of IBM Japan, Hitachi Consulting Japan, and KPMG Consulting Asia Pac. So once again, thank you. And I am also, similar to Alan, looking forward to hearing a lot of the pitches today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next judge is Hannah Jin, General Manager of SOSV. Hannah.
Yeah, so we are a hardware focused venture capital, and we located in New York, San Francisco, and also we have our Tokyo office called Hacks Tokyo. So we are also organizing events and looking forward to Japanese startup to go global. So thank you.
Thank you. And the last judge is Jun Suto, founder and solution curator of S-Cubed Consulting.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm so excited to be here. Again, my name is Jun Sudo, and I actually live in Los Angeles and do management consulting, getting involved global companies, improving operation, as well as past 10 years, spent quite a bit of time for innovation field, working with the like of XPRIZE Foundation, which is known for creating a breakthrough to change the world and solve the global problem, as well as Singularity University. In fact, Makino-san, who spoke earlier, and I am heading up chapter of Singularity University in Kyoto. And the Kyoto is a special place for me for its culture, its technology and science, as well as Monozukuri. So I'm so excited to meet. Actually, I'm here, privileged to be here in person, so meeting those entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now I explain today's contest rule. So we will ring a bell 1 minute before timeout. And when the time is over, we will ring the second bell again. When speakers hear the second bell, please stop your speech. During the contest, audience won't have a chance to ask about their product and the business, but don't worry, you'll have a chance later at the party. And during the event, picture and the video will be taken for promotional materials. Please let our staff member know if you wish to be excluded. So, okay, now we start pitch contest. The first speaker is Link with Incorporated CEO Go Fukino. Please come in front of the here.
Good morning, everyone. So let me prepare the presentation. Wait a moment. So everyone's online. So can you see my slide? Okay, let's get started. So good morning. My name is Go Fukino from Link with Incorporated. So let me talk about industrial transformation for using industrial robot and data. So first of all, I would like to ask you, what is the strongest industry in Japan? Everyone's know it's manufacturing industry, but there's many risks on the manufacturing industries. One is labor risks, labor shortage, hiring costs rising. Second one is manufacturing cost risk. So because of the COVID-19 infection, about the rest of the semiconductors, the last point is quality control risk. Nowadays, everyone like a many unique product. The manufacturer have to do the many product to producing. So cost risk is growing right now. So this is our core technologies. So we captured a high definition 3D model from the real workpiece for using industrial robot and sensors. Our company's mission is to renovate the work style through the human pro skills and robotics. Now, our company is showing three kind of the products. Two products is a sell-out model. The one product is a SaaS model. So let me explain about the center one, L-Qualify. You can see the robot. The robot can capture high definition 3D from the real workpiece and judge or good or not. Very high speed. This is our technologies. So rest the humans, and L-Robot is automatically path correction and generation engine for the manufacturing. So our customers did some result. L-Robot is 69% reduced resource of humans and 10-point improve of the definitive production rate. The inspection software gets a result of the 84% reduced of the inspection jig and human cost, and by 20 improves of the defective production outflow risks. Third one, this is a SaaS model, Link with Factory Cloud. We connect the industrial robot. In the automotive factory, there have thousands of the robots in the factory. We connect on the SIM data network and through the secure line, so easy login and the status monitoring, you can see everything through the robot network. So this market is very huge, but our focus on the very high-end robot users, the free data train, the 15 billion US bucks. Now, we have the many customers in Japan. So 80% of the automotive industry. Now, so the Toyota North America and Metalsa in Mexico, and some of the EV company is just using our product now. And we have strong partnership. It's a FANUC and the Ring Electric right now. So this is the last page. Please don't misunderstand. Now, our company is training a cellular product model, but in the future, we captured many data of the manufacturing. In a few days ago, our company's shift to the industrial data analytics company. So that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the pitches. Stay here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Q&A session.
Yeah,
I'm very nice.
done with the question session. So Q&A time. Judges, please start.
May I have the first question?
Yeah, yes, please, Mr. Alan.
Yes, the question is why you need a robot to move the camera around and take imagery of manufactured parts in order to get good quality control. Why can't you not do this with less expensive laser 3D scanners or high definition multi-point camera scanners? What is the reason that a robot is necessary to do the kind of quality assurance photography that you're doing?
Okay, thank you. So the reason, we have two reasons. So one is my background. My background is making some kind of construction 3D CAD software in the United States. So I'm a professional of the recognition of the shape. And second one, so nowadays, automotive industry is a very expensive system to calculate a 3D. But now our system is using a 2D laser camera and combines a robot moving vector. So we combine 2.5 dimension calculation reflect to the 3D. This is our patent IP. So that is why. So our system is very cheap and very useful. Is it okay?
I'm still not sure why the mechanics of a robot would make it less expensive to produce 3D imagery, but I'll take your word for it. But it sounds like the main benefit to the customer is a less expensive approach to the same kind of QA photography and image processing that they're doing today, and it brings their costs down. And I'll take it on faith that the robotics solution actually is less expensive than other purely laser or photographic solutions.
Yes, you're right. So for instance, laser, so the products will be expensive, but in the automotive factory, they have the biggest problem because they must move to the EV shift. So, but the whole car sales doesn't grow up because they separated the engineering cost. So they accept it's a high cost product right now. So
thank you.
Yep.
Hi, thank you for your presentations. I have one question. So connected to the prior question. So what do you think is the largest innovation that lies in your software or hardware? Because you talk about like your SaaS platform and you talked about your, robotics. So yeah.
Okay, so first up, I'm sorry. So this is a hardware cup, but mainly the reason the software. So calculations, normally the industrial robot is using just a programming, they're repeating the same movement, but now they recognize and every time different movement generating by the software. So this is a very different part of the before.
If I can jump in then. I had a chance to look at your website and, you had several, I would consider small, medium companies as references. Earlier in your slide, you had some very impressive names on there, including a partnership with FANUC. I guess I'd like to get a little more color on that. Were you able to penetrate all these other larger companies just recently? And can you tell me more about your partnership with FANUC?
Okay, so actually, we have the basic partnership with not only FANUC in the Yaskawa Motman and ABB Robotics in Switzerland, but in the United States, the FANUC company has 60% of share of the industrial robot. Because of the US robot history is began with FANUC and GM. So that is why we choose North American partner with FANUC American Corporation. So the answer is every robot manufacturer is a partner in Japan, but in the United States, it's very unique.
Is that an exclusive partnership? I mean, what is the nature of the partnership?
Not yet, not exclusive right now.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yeah, now it's a timeout.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So next speaker is RENATUS Robotics Inc., Head of General Operation, Yodai Takeuchi. Please come here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yodai Takeuchi, and I'm the head of global operations at RENATUS Robotics, Inc. I would like to take 4 minutes of your time today to pitch our company and our automated robot warehouse system, RENATUS. With RENATUS, we'll revolutionize the logistics industry and become a made-in-Japan solution that goes beyond the decacorn startup. There currently are 2 major problems in the logistics industry. First has to do with labor shortages. With the diminishing workforce and high turnover rate of work in the logistics industry, there's a need to automate to reduce the number of workers required and get ready for the new generation where automation is a necessity. The other challenges is that the material handling systems within distribution centers are getting too complex. Like spaghetti code in software, these systems have bloated over the years and have become complex in both physical connections through conveyors and software connections. With these issues, optimizing such systems has been difficult, and there's a need for a unified system that simplifies operations while achieving this automation in labor. In terms of existing solutions, we are not the first to address these issues and come up with a solution. However, there have been challenges that we believe we can address with our own product. In the end, it fundamentally is that these systems are still complex and require peripheral equipment in order to function as a full distribution center. And also, as a result, costs have increased. And so with these major problems impacting the industry and existing solutions still covering challenges that need to be overcome, I would like to introduce RENATUS, our automated warehouse system. This RENATUS offers a world-first system called the one-stop pick and pack system, which can simplify operations, which can be seen in the form of cost gains, cost benefits for our customers. With this one-stop pick and pack system, different functions that normally required multiple workers and multiple material handling equipment is now consolidated into the single RENATUS system and a single RENATUS working station. And so what traditionally required conveyors to connect multiple systems and workers at each station, with RENATUS, with a single system, a distribution center can store items required, retrieve the items as necessary, pick, pack, and consolidate the items and ship them out in an efficient and productive manner. So this is a comparison to a different automation solution on the left. This uses mobile shelving and ground robots that transport the required shelves to the workers in order to pick the items necessary for shipment. This is a technology used in facilities like Amazon's distribution centers. With such a system, it is difficult to complete all the picking required for such a fulfillment operation. And so you need a combination of multiple systems. With RENATUS, this is all possible with a single system through our optimization algorithm and top of the industry performance hardware, which can lead to great cost benefits. Our product consists of RENATUS Cortex, our algorithm and software package, and our various hardware components like a shuttle robot, high-speed lift, and station. With RENATUS, we have 2 business models that we envision. The first is to directly sell RENATUS to customers that own their own logistics infrastructure in e-commerce or third-party logistics industries. The other business model is for us to operate our own warehouses using RENATUS and become a global network of third-party fulfillment. We currently have traction of 50 million Japanese yen or $400,000 with a large e-commerce company in Japan. And with this, we have actual hardware that's currently under endurance testing and also our core algorithm completed. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, thank you very much. So now we have a Q&A time. Judges, please ask your questions.
Thank you for a great presentation.
Thank you.
I'm here. I was looking at the schematics of it. I was curious what's the limitation in terms of physical development, in terms of industries and so forth. You know, not all the industry have the same size, right? Seems like it's very restricting that. Also the weight and so forth. And also how you sort of try to solve that problem to grow.
Yes. So first of all, in terms of restrictions, the kind of current iteration we're developing is made to try to be as accommodating as possible for various industries and companies. In terms of actual specs, the robot is able to retrieve items that are contained in a tote bin that's 75 liters in volume. And in terms of weight of the tote bins it can transport is currently 30 kilograms. This 30 kilograms is not the actual kind of physical limit, but when we consider logistics operations involving humans, that's about the kind of max weight you would want someone to be kind of handling these tote bins. And in terms of layouts, RENATUS is extremely flexible. Something that is important in Japan is that within a certain area within a distribution center, you need to set up shutters to prevent fires. But with RENATUS, we are able to kind of go beyond the typical kind of blocking necessary for these shutters and be able to kind of create a large scale system.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. So as I understand, like most like e-commerce retailer, they already are using the warehouse robots, like you mentioned, Amazon or Alibaba or something like that. So what do you think is the most valuable thing about this robotics? And as far as I'm concerned, this is going to cost quite a lot. So like, do you find the manufacturing fees to be very high?
Okay, thank you. So in comparison to our competitors, the greatest benefit that customers will be able to visualize is actually how low cost we're able to offer our solutions. So with competing systems, for example, let's say Exotech Skypod or AutoStore with these 3D robot systems, the robots themselves are able to kind of climb or dig inside of the racks. And these kind of additional features needed to realize this kind of climbing capability adds to the cost of each robot and also additional mechanisms needed in the design of the storage racks. With our system, we split the vertical transportation and horizontal transportation between our vertical lifts and our horizontally moving shuttle robots. And so with each kind of mechanism being simpler, our cost of manufacturing and design complexity is lower. And so in terms of material costs, we are lower. And also with our capability to reduce labor costs in half or even 2/3, these cost benefits that reduce the initial cost and also recurring cost in operating a warehouse all contribute to RENATUS becoming an affordable solution.
Okay, good. So did you find any large client to do a trial?
Yes. So initially, this project was sparked by this large e-commerce company in Japan who we received the initial traction revenue from. With them, however, their upcoming distribution center was too large of a scale for us to be able to meet the development goals within their timeline. And so we're currently actively working with third-party logistics and that does fulfillment for clothing brands, as well as some home electronics manufacturers in Japan in order to implement our system in distribution centers that are slated for completion in 2025.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi, this is Paul. Yeah, thanks for your presentation.
Thank you.
So, similar to the previous question, if we can revisit that. I mean, Amazon is literally taking hold of the global e-commerce market, and they've always been known to have a great warehousing system, and in your situation, you have an initial project with an e-commerce company in Japan, but we're supposed to judge, right, on the viability of your company. What other information can you give us that would make us feel confident about your system?
Yes. So first of all, in terms of kind of viability of getting a return on investment in a timely manner. In terms of distribution center operations, you typically want to break even and start profiting from the initial costs after around 5 years. But in a project term scale, we're able to kind of meet those kinds of like return on investment timelines. In terms of a long-term vision, as labor shortages become a global issue, particularly in Japan, it is just becoming a critical issue, and Japan would probably be one of the first countries to actually face real tangible issues with labor shortages. We really need to automate.
Because of the lack of time. No, my question was really, what assurance can we get that it works, that your system works? And, are there other proof points or references that would support that?
I understand. I'm sorry. So in terms of kind of being able to create a large scale system with our fleet control algorithm, we have a simulation running with over 2,000 of our RENATUS robots being simultaneously fleet controlled and delivering a simulated kind of item picking list without any congestion and in a scheduled manner. In terms of hardware, we completed development of our RENATUS shuttle. We have a prototype that's also mass manufacturing ready at our R&D facility in Tokyo. That's actually running, and we also have our high-speed lift that's ready for manufacturing that's under endurance testing. And so from the next step is to just combine these individual components and then create a full proof of concept.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question if there's still time.
Yes, sure.
Thank you. I'm familiar with Mujin and the work they did to fully automate an e-commerce distribution center from the time the boxes arrive, taking them off the trucks until the individual orders are packaged fully automatically and on the trucks on the way out. And I know that Mujin did not deliver all of the software and all of the hardware to empower that, but the fact that there is an example of a fully automated robotic distribution center already supported by a Japanese startup, it makes me wonder what it was about your prototype proof of concept customer that made them willing to work with you, who are just building out your set of products and software rather than Mujin.
Thank you. So first of all, the big real issue right now with a fully automated solution is the cost benefit, how long it takes to get the return on investments. And so kind of tackling a fully automated system right now is more of a bet for the future where these fully automated systems will be necessary. But there's kind of more of a kind of investment for the future aspect rather than a kind of real return on investment in the short and medium term. And so right now we're trying to tackle kind of the immediate challenges with cost with our offering.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker is LEBO Robotics, LEBO Robotics Inc. CEO Keitaro Hamamura. He will do the pitches through online. Hello, Keitaro.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Can I share my screen?
Yes, sure. Please wait a bit.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah. So, hi, everyone. Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yes, we can
Good.
see.
Okay. So let me start. My name is Keitaro Hamamura from LEBO Robotics. We are developing wind turbine blade maintenance robot. Let me show you the video. Yeah, we are developing a wind turbine inspection robot and blade repair robot. The robot is approaching from the ground to the blade in the air. We are using 2 ropes. That's why posture in the air is very stable and very safe. So the robot holds the blade very tightly, then doing the service. This robot is giving inspection of the lightning protection systems. So we touch and then check the register's value. We got the number and the inspection is over. Okay, we are providing the smart maintenance method to the entire wind turbine blade maintenance. Yeah, on the left side, at first we do inspection. So visual inspection and LPS test inspection. So LPS test is done by robot. Then visual inspection is done by our partner's technology. So we take the picture of the wind turbine, then inspected by AI. Then if we find the repair, if we find defect to repair, we do the repair by our robot. Then we are supplying chemical materials to repair the blade. So we are giving the entire smart maintenance to the blade maintenance. Then we are now getting the data from the visual inspection and repair robot. So we are now trying to develop O&M optimization system. We utilize data from the wind turbine. Okay. Now I'm not in the Kyoto because I'm now in Germany because I'm setting up our office in Düsseldorf, Germany to cover Europe because Europe is the main market of the wind turbine. So now I already registered the company and we already set up the office in the very nice location. Unfortunately, our office is not entire building, just one room in here, but we have a big warehouse and we have big meeting rooms. So if you come to Europe, please drop by our office. Yeah, our mission is to accelerate renewable energy with our technology. Now, big money is invested into wind industry, but wind turbine need regular maintenance. If not, energy output is reduced compared to business plan. If wind industry is not profitable, wind industry will not grow. To avoid such a case, we provide solutions of smart maintenance. Yeah. Let's realize sustainable future together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, for the Q&A time, judges, please ask your questions.
I have one to start, and it is, what is your planned business model? Are you hoping to sell a lot of the robots as physical products to other maintenance companies or wind turbine owners? Or are you planning to compete to take the maintenance contracts from existing companies because you can underprice them, or some other business model?
Yeah, until 2024, we are giving our service to the wind turbine owners. Then we will launch fully automated robot in 2024. After 24, we are selling our robot to the wind turbine owner and third-party repair companies.
And then the follow-up company is, how many robots do you think there is a market for? How per turbine? Do you expect to be able to sell one robot for every turbine that exists, or one for every 100 or 1,000?
One robot can repair the 80 turbine per year.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
If I could go first then. I noticed that everything is onshore, your wind turbines. Are you also targeting the offshore market? Can you go after those opportunities as well? And finally, if you could just touch on your global competitiveness. Who are some of your competitors?
Yeah, our first priority is onshore, because even 2050, 85% of wind turbine is onshore. Only 15% is offshore. But offshore is very difficult to having a maintenance. That's why it's very costly. So we are now trying to develop our solution for offshore wind turbine. Then in competitor in robotics, we have no competitor in Japan so far. There are several competitors in Europe, but our repair robot is the first technology to repair the blade. So others cannot repair the blade.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. So do you guys create your own computer vision algorithm? So I want to know the false positive rate.
Excuse me again, please.
Okay, so do you guys create your own computer vision algorithm?
Right, yes. We do it by ourselves.
Okay, so my question is, what is your false positive rate?
What rate?
So for example,
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. For example, like if you go on check and then it detected a kind of false in in your robot, and then you manually go up and see, but there's no problem. So sometimes it happens when robots are doing the manual work. So do you have any tests on that?
No, we find the defect from inspection. Then we confirm the location and the degree of the defect. Then our robot go to there to repair. So 100%. Yeah.
So when you're doing this inspection, sometimes it's not 100% accurate for robots to do that. For for you to do that. So sometimes you may have suspicion of defaults, but then you realize it's actually not a problem.
Yeah. No problem. Our robot repairs the very surface defect, so we don't make a mistake. We don't have any trouble. No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Since there's time, I'm going to ask a question. I guess tagging on Alan and Paul's questions, you haven't really shown your view on the market, total market, and so forth, and how it grows. So if you could just comment on that. And I had another question which slipped my mind. So let's go with that first.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Oh, so your view on the total market, total addressable market, and so forth that you are looking at, because you don't have anything on the
total market size is total market. Yeah, so and 150 billion dollars. It's quite huge.
And that includes both land basis and floating basis in the ocean.
Yeah, including everything. So, and not only for the blade. So, maintain the entire wind turbine. So, actually, in the future, we are aiming at the robot to maintain the whole wind turbine. one robot for one turbine. This is our future concept. In total, $150 billion or something.
Okay, well, thank you. And it kind of like question, I guess, theme of this Monozukuri Cup is called global. Seems like you went global already. So I was just wondering why you want to be here and, win this.
We just start to go global, but I don't know, but I need your support because I just only come to Europe. So, but the wind turbine is located all over the world. So we need to go to US, China, India, and other rest of the world. So we need people to know us, then to work with us. So we need your support to accelerate our actions. Thank you.
And also, sorry, I have one more question. So you're doing a robot and you're doing materials and then you're doing what else? The software. So at the same time, right, you provide some service across those fields. So which one do you think is the most, profit driven for your company?
So we have a two strong points, hardware and then software. So combination of the two strong point is our sales point.
So how about the material? I noticed that you also provide those kind of like specialized materials. So what do you think of that part?
This is purchased from outside. So everybody can handle this. But we need a knowledge how to handle the chemicals properly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Osaka Heat Cool Inc. CEO Kenzo Ibano. Please come here.
Thank you very much for having me. I already enjoyed this contest. It's great environment, and I really got quite good influence from your pitches already. So my name is Kenzo Ibano. I'm from the Osaka Heat Cool CEO, and Osaka Heat Cool is now solving the problem of itchings. And to be honest, itching was not my serious problem. I was keep scratching when I feel itchings until bleeding, but it changed completely when I look my son getting itchings. So he was scratching his face until he got bleeding. Since then, itching is my serious problem. And look at this data. There's more than 1% of population having atopic eczemas, and including other skin diseases, there's more than 700 million people having severe itchings. And nowadays, 1 out of 4 children getting atopic eczemas. And the problem is, once you feel itchings, you can't stop scratchings. And scratching gives you micro damage, small damage or large damage, and which accelerate itchings. So we need to stop this cycle. For that purpose, we created ThermScratch, which magically gives you scratching-like simulations without skin damage. What we do is quite simple. We apply heating and cooling at the same time, as you can see from the thermal camera image. And applying our device to your skins, the skin changes the temperatures. And this effect is scientifically validated, and we patented core technologies. Compared with other solutions like steroids or creams or other medicines, you don't have to worry about side effects. And there is some solutions using heating for your skins, but sometimes heating accelerates the itchings, and the ThermScratch is the only solution which can give the cooling and the thermal illusions, which happens once you are touching, heating, and the cooling surface at the same time. So the market of itches is sometimes underestimated, but it is quite large, surprisingly and unfortunately. And we are estimating we can get $40 million in Japan only, and we will expand globally to get a higher revenues. And for example, if we only looking at the atopic eczemas, there's $14 billion US. And the point is this market is growing 50%. As people prefer to living in a cleaner environment, there's more risk to get the skin diseases. And we cannot cure these diseases, but we can provide peace of mind to the people suffering severe itches. So far, we've been taking an effort to develop our pilot models, and we successfully created one. And now, currently, we are doing the first batches. We provided 30 units to the first customers and taking the feedbacks. And now we are planning 1,000 units and planning the global launch in the next years. So let me briefly introduce about our pilot manufacturing, because this is a Monozukuri Hardware Cup. And we started from bare electrical circuit as a PLCs, and we developed the designs, and the current version is version 4.1. And every versions, and we respect the user opinions. So we took the user interviews for more than 1,000 times. And for example, version 4.0 to 4.1, we improved the thermal sensations and improved the we got more than 80% of positive feedbacks. For a bit of background information, Osahiko is a group of university professors, including me. Using our state-of-art knowledge, we will provide unique solutions. What we do is we multiply our deep techs and tax the 5 senses of humankind. And what we believe is only the stimulations can amuse the world. And we are using the Osaka as a name. And Osaka is a name, city of entertainment and amusements. So we will try to stimulate the people to provide unique solutions and amuse and entertain the people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the pitches. Now Q&A time. Judges, please ask your questions.
Hi, so I have a question. So how much do you want to sell it for? You know, if it's for a customer, maybe feeling itches or something that I would pay maybe a certain amount of money. So what do you think of the money that customer would be willing to pay, and how much you're going to sell it for?
So that's very good questions. That's the things we are struggling with right now. So, for example, cream in the steroids you can purchase with 10 or 20 bucks, but you need to keep purchasing it, and every month or every weeks. And for our device, once you purchase, you can use it for a long time, a year or 2 years. So probably we are expecting the customer may spend more, but our competitors, the heating device, is provided with $60 or even less than $60. So we need to, I think that it can be the one target, but our technologies are using higher, more expensive devices. So we need to increase prices. And currently we are thinking about range between 150 to 200. Probably we can get some profit with 100 bucks, but we shouldn't be less than that. So that is a problem right now.
Okay, cool. And I see you're already doing a prototype. So, you know, you raise up your, you know, correct accuracy or something related to the product. So I believe that you have some cost down, maybe through your prototype. So do you think that will affect the price once you get your cost down a little bit?
Yes, sure. So that's what we are trying to do it. We are having one consultant to struggling with the cost reductions.
Mm-hmm.
And also value engineering, and possibly it can be reduced to 20% or 30%. Then possibly our product can be less than 100 bucks. But the question is, if we sell it cheaper, customer will believe the effects, or they maybe think it's too cheap to believe. So we are keep asking the user how much is the best price. And that's the things we are still doing for our first batch.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I have a question. I'm wondering if it is as effective for the itchiness of scabs after an injury And based on the name of Bite Helper, I'm guessing it's also helpful to ease the pain and itchiness of mosquito bites and insect bites, not just atopy. So is it good for any kind of itchiness? And then sort of my second question is the effectiveness instead of drugs or steroids for a medical patient who has a chronic itchiness condition like atopy enough that you could get it certified as a medical device and get it covered by national health insurance to carry a high price for a highly effective medical device, while also selling a less expensive configuration for insect bites and scabs and home use?
Great questions. And these questions are actually linked. And the first point, our device, was the thumb scratch, will be effective for any kind of itches. So what we do is we are mimicking the scratching. And the scratching by nails will give you the damage, but the thumb scratch will not give you the damage. And that is linked to our strategy for the medical device regulations. And because if we take the regulations, we need to specify our disease. For example, if we submit our proposal for atophic eczemas, our device can be only used for the atophic eczemas. Or if we try to take any kind of diseases, it's too costly. So we will start one particular disease for the regulations, and we are thinking about separating our brands for the one consumer product for the bite helpers, and another for the medical device. And because for the medical device, we need more expensive materials for the surface, because people with atopic eczema don't want to touch any cheap metals. So we should probably use platinum or gold on the surface and these things. So separating these brands, we will both trying to sell any kind of itches for the bite or mosquito bites or anything, and a medical device for the higher prices.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I actually have a follow-up question.
Sure.
Is it more effective, or less, if you also use it with steroid cream first, and then the thermal device? Is it more effective? Does it cure faster? Is there a benefit to using steroids and the thermostatic device in combination?
Yes, and that's kind of the one confidential issues we are discussing with the medical, pharmacy companies, and so it's quite touchy right now. But point is, our device works quickly and the steroids works slowly, so combination will be excellent. So we are negotiating with these medicine companies right now.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now we will have a 5 minutes break. We will restart at 11:03 again. 11:03. Thank you. 内田さん、内田太郎さんいらっしゃいますか？
はい、内田です。
よろしくお願いします。
お願いいたします。
会社名を確認させてください。リベラウェアの、インクで間違いないでしょうか？リベラウェア。
リベラウェアです。
後ろ何もつかないですか？英語名は。
はい。はい。
じゃあ、ただのリベラウェア。
英名ですね。あ、そうですか。
はい。英語名。インクコーポレーションリミテッド。
コーポレーションです。はい。
リベラウェア。
コーポレーションリミテッド。コーポレーションリミテッド。
コーポレーションリミテッドですね。
はい。
で、CFO。
はい。
間違いないでしょうか。タイトルは CFO。
おっしゃる通りです。はい。
ハロー、内田さん。
はい。
よろしくお願いいたします。失礼いたします。
お願いします。
ありがとうございます。
やっぱりそうですね。
はい、そうそう、はい、始めましょう。
していただいたら。
ちょっとお待ちください。
Welcome back to Monozukuri Hardware Cup 2023. Now, I will introduce fifth speakers. Yoshihiro Sakamoto, founder and CEO Tokyo Robotics Inc. Please start.
Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Yoshihiro Sakamoto. Okay. My name is Yoshihiro Sakamoto. I'm a co-founder and the CEO of Tokyo Robotics. Today, I'll introduce the world's only mobile manipulator type goods-to-person system, Torobo GTP. As you know, the logistics industry is growing thanks to this expansion of the e-commerce market. However, many warehouse business owners are suffering from a labor shortage, especially pick workers like this photo, which is the most labor-intensive job. To solve this problem, various picking support automation systems have been proposed until now. However, there is no single best solution because there is a trade-off between these four key indicators, such as labor cost reduction and processing speed and storage efficiency and initial cost. To overcome this trade-off, we propose Torobo GTP. The concept itself is very simple. According to the orders, the robots bring the boxes from the shelves to the picking stations, and pickers pick the items, and then the robots return the boxes to the shelves. The fundamental benefit is that human workers don't have to work, but this is the same concept as the conventional GTPs. But our robot has some prominent features. For example, the robot can move high speed at 5 meters per second maximum, and it can carry multiple boxes and also load and unload multiple boxes at the same time at the picking station. That's why it's a high throughput, and it can reduce the number of pickers by half. And also it can reach from the ground to 3.3 meters high and move in narrow aisles. So it's cost efficient. No, I'm sorry, the storage efficient. And it can reuse existing shelves, perhaps boxes. So yeah, which means a low initial cost. Thanks to these prominent features, our Torobo GTP can overcome the trade-off between these indicators and can create a competitive advantage. And this is our prototype. So the robot pick box and return the box automatically by using the image recognition and autonomous navigation. And we are trying a high-speed navigation like this. Yes, so this is not simple movement, just navigate by using the sensor data. And also, we made an optimal path planning software to maximize the efficiency of this system. Okay, in terms of traction, we have started a discussion about implementation with 4 top-tier companies in each industry in Japan. So these companies, and we plan to 1,000 units within 5 years to these companies. In this case, the sales would be $150 million. So only for these companies. Okay, needless to say, the global market size is quite large. So it is estimated to be $15 billion and $4 billion, depending on the calculation method or the term and the sum. Okay. And lastly, we want to make the world more efficient with our state-of-the-art robotics technologies. So please help us expanding our business globally. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now for the Q&A time.
Thank you for your presentation. So I wonder.
Sorry.
So like most robots that we see in warehouse or doing this picking or categorizing robots, they're not human-like.
Yes.
So but your robots is like a human-like.
Yes.
So when you design this robot, what's the consideration to design like this? Is it for to make it more efficient, or is there any other reasons?
Yes.
Thank you.
So as you mentioned, it's more efficient than other robots because this has an arm, and if you use an arm, so you can change the position quickly. So, there are some robots that have the box using the XY stage, but in that case, the robot needs to control its mobile base, and it takes time. But using arm, it's quick, and also as I mentioned, it can reach a high place and a low place. So it becomes the storage efficient. So I think it's a better point than compared to other robots.
Okay, thank you.
A question here. How easy is it for others to imitate, I guess, copy you?
Yes. So I think it's not easy because as far as I know, there are 10 companies or so in the world that can make this kind of industrial level mobile manipulator. So mobile manipulator is not so easy to make. And also, in addition to that, we implement the machine learning and also the navigation by ourselves. So to make autonomous robots. So I think it's not so easy to copy this concept.
How much of those technologies are protected by patents?
How much
of those technology you mentioned that you have competitive advantage are protected by patents now?
Competitive advantage. I mean, you mean not price, the performance price?
No, patent. What patents do you have?
How many patents do you have to protect your technologies?
I mean,
IP.
Patent. Tokyo.
Patent. Oh, yeah. Of course, now we have applied 4 patents and preparing for 4 patents. Applied 4 patents, preparing 4 patents, and we'll apply 5 more patents this year. And probably every year we have some patents after that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When I watched the video of the robot in motion, I was curious why there were no boxes at ground level. All the boxes were at eye level or above. And so it made me question your claim that it can actually pick from below. And so I'm curious why in the prototype you don't have the robot picking from the ground.
Oh, so but the low level shelf, the robot can pick because it uses the camera on top of the arm. So using the camera, it recognizes the box and pick the box.
Yeah, but my question was, if so, then why didn't you show that as part of the prototype video?
Okay. So it happens to that. So no reason. So of course, this robot can pick the lower level box. So yeah, we have tried before.
Okay, maybe it's just a suggestion for your next pitch.
Okay, thank you very much.
Now, it would seem that, with this level of autonomous robots, that it doesn't have to be confined just to warehouses and for picking. It could be basically utilized for just about anything, but what is your future vision of the company?
So probably these 5 years, we will concentrate on this application, warehouse application, because the warehouse is basically indoors, and also the robot, the GTP for the GTP business, we provide a lot of robots. A lot of robots are necessary to manage the picking system. So for the vendor like us, it's better. So a lot of robots in a single place. So that's why we focus on this robot. But in the future, after we go public, maybe we do the business, any other business. But now we focus on this kind of the GTP.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Liberaware Corporation Limited CFO, Taro Uchida. He has a pitch through online. Hi, Taro.
Hi.
Please start your pitches.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Taro Uchida, CFO of Liberaware, formerly employed at Orc Corporation, engaged in a wide range of investment activities, including M&A of large companies and venture capital, and now I work for hardware startup Liberaware. Today, I would like to talk about how our services can solve social issues, and beyond that, what kind of world we would like to create. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce them. Before we get to the main point, I will introduce our team. Min Hongyu is the founder of CEO. Tetsuya Wada is also the founder and general manager of technology. Akira Ukaji is the general manager in business unit. Kohei Hayashi is the general manager of DX and manager of CEO office. And Junya Ichikawa is the general manager of administration. We can make the good team on the aspect of technology, business, and finance, and administration. Drone development requires expertise, and the two founders are well versed in this area. Business development requires experience in enterprise sales and business development, and Ukaji and Hayashi have. Moreover, we have members who can manage the cash related with business development. What we are trying to solve are these problems. Infrastructures and industrial facilities are getting old, and maintenance cost is ever increasing. High human risk is not digitalized, poorly inspected, that could lead to serious accidents, and workers are also risking their lives, especially in the narrow and hazardous spaces. Then, to solve these problems, we define our mission as a safe society for everyone. And to achieve our mission, we have both hardware and software solutions. Regarding the hardware, we've developed a teeny indoor inspection drone called IBIS. And regarding the software, developed a digital twin software called Transit with JR East. Here is our magical solution about the hardware. Our teeny drone can find the water leakage, steel corrosion, or crack in the station attic, now most of which are overlooked. Regarding the software, we can provide the information of deposition calculation, difference detection, and digital mapping with automatic 3D modeling. We have three solutions: inspection service, rental package, and regarding software, Transit license. And with those solutions, we aim to increase sales tenfold by July 2024. The market is very large, with a worldwide inspection market of $1.7 trillion and a market of $42 billion in narrow space inspection, which is our specialty. These are our achievements. We have over 300 contracts. Nippon Steel, the #1 steel maker in Japan select our solution. And JR is the #1 railroad company in Japan established a joint venture with us. These hardware and software are produced by confirming actual on-site needs and issues. The hardware is from Nippon Steel, and the software is from JR East. In this way, customer needs are at the source of our ideas. To expand our business, data is a key, and with gathering data and making it accessible to everyone, we can achieve unmanned and labor-saving infrastructure inspection. Finally, we can the city, which is safe society for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now for the Q&A time.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. So do you take picture first and then analyze it, or you take picture and then analyze it at the same time?
Former one. Actually, not take pictures, take movies. And after taking movie, we analyze so the former one.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
How is Nippon Steel using your technology? What are they using it for, like their bridges or something? If you could give me a little more idea on that.
Yeah, actually, they use in many cases. And for example, wait a moment. Especially they are using different our solution in on the point of difference detection in blast furnace. Actually, blast furnace is aging, and how do I say? Like something, how do I say? Crack or aging engine and crack, and they want to check this difference quarterly or half year. And to check this point, they can plan to overhaul the plant. So they use this kind of things. And other case, for example, in after typhoon, they want to check how the facilities is, or is it whether any facilities are break or not. So factory checking, they use that. This is another case.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. If you look at the industry like space and satellites and so forth, there's a sort of division and ecosystem going on where the hardware, like satellite, will get the information, but there are another layer of SaaS product that would analyze specific purpose. And in your case, what's your vision to sort of go penetrate into market and create either ecosystem, or you sort of try to own all the data and all the IPs associated with the data? Because it requires, seems like you're trying to move into different industries quickly. So I was just trying to find out what your vision is and how you're trying to grow.
You mean where is our target industry, right? No.
I was just thinking about more on, say, that what's your stronghold in terms of what you do? Because obviously you have software and hardware, and
yes.
Depending on how you approach the market, if you want to grow the market, that there is an aspect of creating ecosystem, bringing in software developers and analytics company as an ecosystem.
So you mean the strategy of our, how to say, it's simple the strategy of hardware and software. Okay, I see. Then first hardware, second software is our strategy, because actually this is the use case of hardware, and they never, for example, in this case, they've never seen the situation. Actually, workers just watch, and they can't watch whole situation of like this in rail station case. And firstly, we give the solution of hardware, and after that, we gather data, and this data will make another money. So in our projection, first 5 years, these 3 years, hardware sales are the main, and after 5 years or more, the software will be grow. This is our image.
So I have another question. So what is the technology barrier that you are having right now? Is it related to AI, semiconductor, or communication technology? So which one do you think it's, and how do you break those barriers?
Regarding software, this is both hardware and software.
Yes.
Okay. Regarding hardware, I will explain another paper. Please. We can fly in the space in the narrow dark dirty space. And regarding narrow space, our drone is very small, like this size. And if you collapse the wall, we can control the altitude. And in that side, I have LED highly sensitive camera, and in the dirty space, dust-proof motor. We use dust-proof motors. And regarding software, actually, it's related to hardware because other drone companies cannot check these kind of spaces, and we can gather these kind of data. And we to gather this kind of data, it will be the strength of software.
Okay, so you talk about your strengths on the product. So I was asking about what do you think is the barrier for technology that prevents you from being a better prototype product? Yeah.
Okay, I see. Wait a moment.
Kind of like what kind of difficulties are you going through in terms of technology?
Yeah, actually, the technology regarding motor and propeller. Regarding the motor, before I explained, we have dust-proof motors. It's a strength. It's a unique point of our product. And regarding propeller, we can release the thermal heat, and we can hold the motor. Then we can retain the flight time. This is the core technology of hardware.
Yeah. So do you find any difficulties right now prototyping your product in terms of technology barriers? Like, are you going through any kind of problem in AI or in semiconductor or in communication technology that you want to solve the problem and then get your product a better one?
Barrier? It's a kind of IP, no?
What is your biggest technical challenge right now? What is the hardest problem you're still trying to solve?
Yeah, thank you.
I see. Sorry. Difficulty is to make the loan small. It's very integrated, and many technologies are needed. And regarding software, it's a kind of 3D mapping is it's a kind of digital twin technologies. On that point, the difficulty is to smooth moving platform and to remove the noise of the information. This is difficult.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker is Urara Takaseki, founder of Omotete Inc. Please come in.
Hello. Maybe I'll just hold this. Let me testing the, okay. Hello, my name is Arar and I'm the CEO of Omotete Inc. My background is primarily in urban engineering and city planning. We're developing an IoT-enabled service that makes menstrual pads retrievable in bathroom stalls everywhere outside the home. It consists of one, the hardware that allows us to stock the pads in the bathroom stalls, two, the end user app, and three, a remote stock management system. We aim to help women overcome the barriers that to daily comfort and mobility that come with menstruation. Over 85% of women reported to have had struggles regarding sudden periods or forgetting or not having enough pads outside the home and or being anxious on a daily basis because they're afraid that something like that is going to happen again. And we think that it's strange that in a world where we can get everything from bikes to drinks to smartphone chargers outside the home just with your smartphone, that we don't have a solution like this basically at all until this point. The femtech industry has gained a lot of attention in the past, in recent years, and a lot of companies have been trying to replace existing disposable pads. But it turns out that for most women, it's not an issue of the product itself, but rather the accessibility thereof. And there's actually a rise in demand for pad distribution solutions amongst governments and schools around the world. But the options are still limited right now, and the existing options have proven to be inadequate. Menstruators or those who menstruate, part of the women's population is about 25 to 30% of any population, and over 99% use disposable pads as their primary or only menstrual product. So you can imagine that this is a pretty big market. We ask ourselves every day, how can we help women from a society level and sort of change the narrative that menstruation should be dealt with on an individual level and alone. Our business model has two pillars. One is our relationship with facilities and the other with end users. Facilities pay a monthly operation fee per dispenser to us. And as for end users, it's a freemium model, so they can take 1 or 2 pads for free every month. But if they pay a few hundred yen for the monthly subscription, they can take as many as they need. And we're also in the subscription, we're planning to include tools such as menstrual cycle management as well. This is what the end user experience looks like. You find our locations in the app, read our QR code or NFC tag on the hardware, and then take a pad. Quite simple. We've received requests for implementation in over 2,000 bathroom stalls in facilities such as railway stations, shopping malls, schools, offices, government facilities, you name it. It's a little bit more than this actually, but we've also done surveys to over 2,100 people through POCs that we've done with our corporate partners. This is a press release that we put out recently. And in the press release, we included messages from each of the companies about why they took part in the POC, as well as why they're excited to take part and implement when we release later this year. We're currently a team of 4 founders, including myself, as well as 6 part-time members, and we're currently fundraising to get through our first lot of hardware manufacturing. We went through, during our first year, we were selected for programs like these that helped us improve our service, as well as gain traction from key facilities. And in the future, we want to make this the new public infrastructure that makes women's lifestyle more free. And this also will allow us to leverage the touch point that we have with users to turn our service into a platform. And we want to make our cities more inclusive and convenient for women. And this is where we're starting. I welcome all of you to join us in building and expanding this new infrastructure. Thank you for listening, and that's it from me.
Thank you very much. Judges, please ask your questions.
I'm going to react first because this is the most amazing thing that nobody has solved yet that I've heard in years. In a country where they will wire up electrical power at the top of a mountain so you can buy a Coca-Cola after a hike, but there is no jihanki. This is the country of jihanki, but there's no jihanki for feminine pads. I am astonished that no one has made that observation and tried to come up with a very simple solution before. I think you may be overthinking the technology and trying to look too much like a tech venture and not enough like a consumer distribution play. It seems there might be a very simple solution of just getting the 5 most popular brands in a jihanki in every women's restaurant in the country. There's already electric power there. I'm amazed that I've not seen someone try to introduce something like this in the past. And so then the question would be, why do you think it seems like such an obvious idea when you hear it? Why do you think Japan is already not flooded with feminine pad vending machines?
I guess not. Yeah, it's interesting because it's not just about Japan. It's around the world. There's not really solutions like this.
Well, there's no other country that is so
in terms of vending machines,
and vending machine obsessed and saturated as Japan.
And if
you can buy pornographic magazines and beer and sake and Coke at the top of a mountain, but not a feminine pad anywhere.
Yeah. If I'm to actually
why do you think that is?
Yeah. So if I'm to actually add, this kind of goes against that case, but there used to be, or kind of are, some pad vending machines that you kind of take like one of those game sort of ball, what do you call those? That you can get sort of like little knickknacks in.
Yeah.
So they have them in some department stores, but because they're too big and they're too hard to implement for facilities, there's less than maybe 100 in Tokyo at the moment, and they're mainly not used because they're too hard to operate. And the other part being they use pads that are not sold at regular drugstores. So a lot of people are hesitant.
They're unfamiliar brands.
Yeah, exactly. And also they're only by coin. You actually don't know where they are before you actually go to the facility. So that also makes it hard for you can't target these vending machines either. So you have to kind of be lucky and find them. And a lot of the surveys showed that women are actually hesitant to take pads in front of other women. And so when these vending machines are not in the stalls, a lot of people are hesitant to take them. And also, if you think about it, when you, for example, have a sudden period, or if you're just, going to a bathroom to change your pad, the first place you go to is the bathroom stall. And a lot of people, for example, if you notice in the stall, you can't just pull up your pants and come back outside. What most people do is use toilet paper, kind of make a temporary diaper, I guess, and then come out if they have time or, the sort of freedom during that day to go to a convy store, they can buy it. But there's also the stigma around, I don't want to buy it in front of other people. But there's also, when you buy it at a store, you have to buy in bulk of maybe 20 to 30 pads. So you have to carry it around an additional month's worth of pads, which is super inconvenient. And so when you think about it, it sounds like an obvious solution. And there's some companies that are coming up with more sort of analog versions of you put pads in a box and put it in the bathroom stall or by the sink. But, and we tried it actually for our first prototype just to show that we kind of needed certain aspects to the hardware. It turned out, first of all, these are hygiene products. So you don't want other people touching them all over the place. And we also, because the bathrooms are small, they get knocked over and they fall in the bathrooms. They also get stolen very easily. So when someone really needs them and they're out, it's not reliable. So we wanted to make something that was fully reliable for the end users, but also easy to operate and sort of manage for the facilities as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Yep.
I feel very obligated to ask a question. First of all, it's very rare to see, a female founder. So I'm very, you have all my support, and thank you for, creating this kind of business to target on, inconvenience for women. So thank you for that. And also I have a question about you talked about you're going to have raise your fund and then, do investment mainly for the manufacturing. So beside that, what do you think is the most challenging things that you're facing right now?
Challenging things. So I think one would be future fundraising, potentially, like we're talking to investors in Japan, but a lot of times there are actually when, for example, there are multiple people on the investment board, some people are very for our service because they've looked through our interviews that we've had with the implementation, the facilities and the end users, and they look at the data and say, well, there's a demand for it and et cetera. And then there are other people who don't really look at that data and they say, we're just looking at femtech right now and we're kind of doing market research. And I think that could be a potential barrier in the future. But in terms of our sales and operation sides and sort of, getting the service to kind of launch, we've had no other real barriers. We stopped sales like last summer. And what happens with a lot of the facilities is that they introduce us to other facilities or other competitors in their space. So we've had department stores introduce us to other department stores, or railway companies introduce us to other railway companies. So we've really been fortunate in that sense. But I think there are other aspects that we haven't bumped into yet that will bump into in the future.
Good. So in terms of so in terms of technology, I think as you mentioned, there's a lot of barriers. So what are you going to use this, investment money from the investors? Like, what do you want to do with it? What's your investment plan?
Yeah, so we initially, in the future, when we actually implement, we'll have revenue right away once we implement and at the time of launch. But until then, and until we have the actual finished mass manufactured product, it's hard for a lot of the facilities to sign off a contract and start paying. So our first sort of financing will be mainly used to do that. So basically manufacture the first lot. And once we have that evidence, they can start paying for us as well. And we've been lucky in maybe the last month, a lot of the facilities have actually offered to pay upfront instead of monthly in order to sort of confirm their number, if that makes sense. So a lot of the facilities are saying we want more than this. For example, I mentioned 2,000, but that's only to the number or extent that we actually asked to limit. So for example, with GR East, we've asked to specifically limit to one station in Shinjuku. And if we were to implement in all the other stations, we would need like hundreds for just that line.
Exactly.
And so I think being able to keep up with the capacity or the demand is sort of going to be one aspect, but just for the first lot, we need financing.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. I guess the winner of this event goes to the United States to present. And so I'm kind of curious, you mentioned that a lot of countries globally are behind, but is the US behind as well? And, because I seem to recall that there were some similar services like that in the US, but maybe you can elaborate on that a bit.
So yeah, I actually want to expand to the US because that's where I grew up. And also I think there's a lot of demand for it as well. I think there's a few cities that made menstrual pad provision in public schools and facilities a mandatory thing for it through policy. And we've interviewed actually some of the states and cities that's done this. One is California. I think they did that last year. And then before that was a state in, I'm so sorry to forget. But one of the issues that they're having is that actually a lot of the restaurants or a lot of the public facilities are like semi-protesting because there's being said, we're being sort of forced to provide these pads with no, method of provision. And there are companies, you're right, in the US that provide actually analog versions. So they have a dispenser, but there's no sort of tech aspect to limit the operations and end user side. So people can just take a lot, and in the end, it doesn't really solve the operation aspects. And it's because I think there's one company called Antflow. One of the issues or the reasons why they did this business model is because they're originally a pad manufacturing company. So I think their business model is to sell their new, I think it's like organic pads. And the way they did it is instead of making it D2C, they decided to do B2B and sell the dispenser as a way of, it's sort of like the printer business model, I guess. And there's no other company doing or working on the hardware aspect. And so I think that's where we can provide value. And I think it's actually helped that they've expanded before us. And so that we can kind of say, hey, we know you must be struggling with operations. Would you like to try our product? And so, yeah, if you guys can actually help us, that would be great.
Okay, thank you.
Finally, a little tips for, if you got investment money or stuff like that, I guess you might to renew your website, because I couldn't actually understand what your product is through, via your website. Yeah. So I guess that's also a very important part for you to, market your product and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, thank you. So we're actually keeping it on the down low on purpose because we don't have the capacity anyway. And just keeping the information low because we're not struggling with marketing or with facility kind of traction at the moment. We're just trying to keep information low so that we can kind of keep down the competitors until we take the share, I guess. Sorry, is this enough time? Yep. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next, actually, last speaker was Hiroshi Nakano from Life Hub. However, he has canceled today's contest due to his private reason. So we expect he will apply and he will stand up to the pitch in Monozukuri Hardware Cup 2024. So now we've finished all pitches. So speakers, well done. So judges now move to the judgment rooms. So while the judges are deciding today's winner, our sponsor, Murata Manufacturing Company Limited, Hiroshi Iwatsubo, has a speech. Yeah, please come here.
どうも、こんにちは。村田製作所の岩坪です。今回ですね、村田製作所初めてスポンサーシップということと、初めて、オーディエンスとして参加させていただきました。で、こういうふうなコンセプトでやっておられるのかということを、知った次第です。2、3週間前に私どもは村田製作所が主催する、組紐テックキャンプというのをやりまして、そのコンセプトはハードウェアで世界を変えよう。この話をしたときに、牧野さんから、もうハードウェアカップやってるよって言われて、なんやと。そしたら、今日一緒にやりましょうかって言って話をしたんですけど、ちょっとやっぱり2つのイベントをフェーズ合わせるの難しかったので、個別でやらせていただきました。で、私どもの方は、村田製作所のハードウェアを使って、社会課題なりを解決しようということで、どちらかというと、ビジネスモデルとか、アルゴリズムとか、ソフトウェアとか、そういうことで私、2005年ぐらいからですね、こういうふうなインベストメントの世界とか、スタートアップの方とお付き合いしたりしてますけども、ここ数年、特にこの10年ぐらい、特に顕著にですね、やっぱり投資したら回収するというサイクルが早くなったので、ハードウェアを触っている時間がなくなってきた。ということを常に感じておりましたので、ハードウェアの危機かなというふうに思っております。今日、期待してですね、ハードウェアカップということで、聞かせていただいたんですけども、正直なところ、この短いピッチでよくジャッジできるなと。僕らは絶対無理です。僕らは、それはどうやって動いてますかとか、テクノロジーオリエンテッドにどうしても質問しちゃう癖がありますので、ビジネスモデルっていうのも大事です。だから両輪でやらないといけないんですけども、やっぱりテクノロジーが尖ってないと、誰でも真似できますっていう世界に入っていっちゃうと。そういうところがもう少し聞きたかったなっていうのがありまして、久しぶりにですね、自分が質問できない会に参加したので、ちょっとフラストレーションを感じたというところでございます。次回からですね、こういう機会は私どものまた、若手の連中も含めてですね、また、私どもも、協賛していきたいと思ってますので、今後もぜひ、面白い話をですね、聞かせていただければなというふうに思っております。どうもありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. So, next, our sponsor is Dassault Systems Japan, APAC Customer Online Engagement, Shunsuke Uemura. Please have a speech.
画面が映ってますかね。はい。皆さん、こんにちは。ダッソーシステムズのスタートアップ大臣こと上村と申します。本日よろしくお願いいたします。次のスライドお願いします。はい。ビジョンとアンビション、多くのスタートアップが大切にするものだと思います。本日は弊社のスタートアップキャンペーンの、宣伝に参りました。私ども、ダッソーシステムズは、ものづくりにおける IT ソリューションを多くの業界に提供しているフランス発のグローバル IT 企業です。 現在弊社は 3D エクスペリエンスというツールを今後も主力として続け、先進的なイノベーションを推進しています。スモールスタート、クイックウィンを可能にするこれらの特徴性の高いツールを用いて、ビジネスをドリブンするスタートアップがグローバルで拡大しています。では次のスライドをお願いします。3D エクスペリエンスはものづくりのワークフローとチームコミュニケーションを統合するプラットフォームです。さらにですね、CAD、CA、PDM など様々なツールを単一の環境で結びつけ、製品開発のプロセスを最適化させます。次のスライドをお願いいたします。続きまして、重機のですね、新規開発プロセスを例に、そのカバレッジとデジタルの連続性をご紹介いたします。開発コンセプトをメンバー間で共有し、より WD モデリングの大まかな製品イメージコンセプトデザインをもとに詳細を作り込んでいきます。VG プロセスと RFLP アプローチによるモデルを使ってデジタルのシステムを行います。パイロットと 3D モデルの同期によるの最適化。幅広い材料や部材をサポートするメカ、エレキ、パイピングの正確なモデリングと効率化。複数のチームメンバーによる協調作業、デザインの補足を完全なデジタル化に製品検証では、モテシマアプローチによる CA ツールと共通のシームレスなアクセス。AEP データを完成に活用と同じ環境で管理、データエンジニアリングとシミュレーションをリアルタイムで共同作業することによるより多くの情報の発信と意思決定を取ります。製品仕様の構成管理では、標準仕様と複雑な顧客要求仕様を一元管理します。データの一貫性と精度を向上し、より多くの情報のやり取り技術の対応です。構成設計では、カスタム製品や省略製品やオンデマンド製品の導入されますし、3D 設計データから出力すると構成成果をマーケティングビジネス領域では 3D 設計データからフォトリアリスティックなレンダリングを簡単に活用し、共有しそして顧客を引きつける魅力的なコンテンツの作成に寄与いたします。ここでは割愛させていただくんですが、この動画はファクトリー、製造実行、アフターサービスの 3D データの応用まで続きます。次のスライドをお願いいたします。ここまでで3D エクスペリエンスのデジタルの連続性と拡張性の高さをご理解いただけたと思います。で、そして本題ですね。このようなツールが約10万円から使えるのがこのスタートアップキャンペーンです。大幅な割引、PR 機会のご提供、直接アフターサポート、製品開発に必要なものづくり環境をスモールスタートでご提供しております。次のスライドお願いします。こちらはですね、昨年の10月に行った内イベントなんですが、弊社の主要顧客であるビッグネームの皆様、特にアキミクラスの方はですね、150年ほど知らないので、その中でスタートアップホークというイベントをやったんですけれども、ここはですね、さらなるこのエコシステム拡大を検討しております。次、お願いいたします。もう次ですね。最後になるんですが、昨今この IT 業界を揺るがす ChatGPT 先生にも聞いてみました。エクスペリエンスとスタートアップの関係性どうなんでしょうか。
Thank you very much. Next, our sponsor, 松尾産業、圭介松川様。
ちょっとすみません、プレゼン準備するのでお待ちください。すみません。
While Keisuke prepares the presentation, we introduce next sponsor, 京都施策ネット Representative Director, 友和鈴木。Thank you.
映ってますか？大丈夫ですね。はい。
皆さん、こんにちは。京都施策ネットの佐々木と申します。よろしくお願いします。
大丈夫ですか？
昨年とですね、もともと、お客様から図面をお預かりして、ものづくりにおいてですね、それを素早くいかに返すかということをしてまいりました。昨今におきましてはですね、その図面レースの状況でも、構想から入らせていただいて、最終的にはビジネスがしっかりとフラリしていけるようなお手伝いを今後してまいります。現在36社の、メンバーがですね、金属加工を中心にですね、装置電気関係ですとか、加工領域においても、ゴムですとか樹脂、ソフトウェアの開発というようなところで、徐々に引き出しを増やしていっております。実際にこれが施策の事例でございます。そうですか。
よくおかしいですね。
ちょっと施策ネットにおいてですね、この画面の丸いきます。コロナにおいてはですね、ヨンさんと取り組みをさせていただいて、買い物のカゴの除菌装置ですとか、院外の診察のドームですとか、マスクの開発ですとか、そういったことも取り組みをさせていただきました。なんか画面止まってますね。もう一回行きましょう。これもいきます。はい。そして、スタートアップとの取り組みに関しましては、今回の主催されております、ものづくりベンチャーズさんですね、と取り組みをさせていただいております。具体的な事例は、こういったところでですね、デザインの領域ですとか、最終組み立てのところもですね、入らせていただきまして、お手伝いをさせていただいております。その他ですね、京都施策ネット、施策センターというところで2社ございますけれども、こちらの方に関しましては、今日スポンサーもしていただいています、村田製作所様はじめ、京都のですね、非常に素晴らしい企業様、もしくは金融機関様にもお手伝いいただきながらですね、進めております。我々のビジョンはですね、京都施策の一大集積にするという思いを持ってですね、これからも歩んでまいります。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much. Next, our sponsor, 松尾産業、圭介松川。
はい、改めまして、増尾産業と申します。ちょっと英語のプレゼン資料になっているんですけれども、日本語でさせていただきます。松尾産業と申しまして、大阪に本社がございます。創業が1938年、設立が1949年。ですね、大阪の他に4つ、支店がありまして、あと海外の方にも拠点がいくつかございます。で、メインは4つディビジョンがありまして、本日、この3つ目のアドバンストテクノロジーディビジョンのプレゼンを少しさせていただきたいと思います。アドバンストテクノロジーディビジョン、私も所属している部門なんですけれども、一番の特徴としましては、R&D の、研究者の方ですね、にこの写真にも写っております、デモルーム、これが東京の、新横浜なんですけれども、東京の方にありまして、研究者の方に来ていただいて、サンプルデモなんかをしながらですね、いろんな研究開発を加速させていただくというところになります。で、最近ですと、本当にいろんなトップのリサーチャーの方に来ていただいているんですけれども、ペロブス解凍ですとか、あるいは環境配慮製品ですね、あるいは紙を使ったプリンテッドエレクトロニクスとか、そういったところの研究者の方に来ていただいております。で、こちらはですね、インキュベーションプログラムというものを松尾産業やってまして、2020年にダイヤモンドの電極とダイヤモンドのコーティングサービスをやるディアムという会社を立ち上げました。で、主には水の処理、あるいは合成分解、半導体のパワーデバイスというところで、面白いテクノロジーですね。ダイヤモンドは多くの研究者の方が、これからのテクノロジー、素材になるというふうに考えておりますので、こういった面白いものにどんどん投資をしていくというところをやっております。で、もう一つ、今後、行うことをやりたいと思っていることが、製造業のイノベーションをより加速させるということで、我々の独自のメディアを立ち上げたいというふうに考えております。これがですね、製造業のイノベーションを加速させるということで、ピークスメディアというものを今週、4月にですね、立ち上げる予定にしております。はい。で、このピークスメディアなんですけれども、面白い研究者の方はですね、尖ったテクノロジーを持っている方を集めまして、皆様に、ヒント、具体的な事例、とかですよね、とか、そういったヒントを与えて、研究開発を加速させていただくというところで、こちらのメディアを4月にオープンする予定ですので、ぜひ皆様と、また、いろんなことを、面白いことをできることを楽しみにしております。はい、ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. And last sponsor is Kyoto Research Park Corp General Manager 良一井上。
画面共有させていただきます。しばらくお待ちください。はい、見えておりますでしょうか。フルスクリーンにいたします。はい、改めまして、ただいまご紹介に預かりました、京都リサーチパークイノベーションデザイン部の井上でございます。皆様、本日はこの素晴らしい、会で、素敵なスタートアップ企業さんたちのピッチを聞いて、かなり、心の中でワクワクしたものが出てきてるんじゃないかと思います。お疲れのまもなく、時間はあっという間に過ぎていきますが、少しここで、時間いただきまして、私どもの、取り組みと今日ご一緒にさせていただいておりますが、なんで京都リサーチパークって誰でどんなことをしていて、なぜ今日、こういった会を一緒にさせていただいているか、他にどんなことをやっているのか、少しお話しさせていただけたらと思います。改めまして、京都リサーチパークという会社であり場所で、 あります。私たち自身、実は民間の企業でございまして、世界にはリサーチパークは1000ぐらいあると言われてるんですけども、ほとんどが公的セクターです。国であったり、大学であったり。で、私たち、かなりユニークな会社でして、大阪ガスのグループ会社でございます。34年前に、この場所、大阪ガスの工場の跡地だったんですけれども、そこを再開発する際にですね、京都から新産業、新ビジネス、新しいものが生まれていくエリアにならないかということで、様々な行政、産業団体の協力をいただきながら、できております。なので、34年間経ちましてですね、今、大体甲子園球場 1.5 個分ぐらいの広さの中にですね、18の建物がありまして、500組織、それから6000名の方が働く町を運営しております。ですので、私どもその町を運営すると、リサーチパークを運営するという側面が一つあり、もう一つの側面が先ほど申し上げた新産業、新ビジネスの創出に貢献するという、ハードとソフトと両輪を持って動いている組織であります。で、ハードの面でいきますと、申し上げましたように、地区内にいろいろな分野の方々がご入居、ご利用いただいております。で、これ、実は時代に応じて、おられる方の属性も変わっていってます。かつては、IT 企業さんが非常にたくさん集積された時代もございまして、昨今では、ライフサイエンス、それからものづくりの方々が、増えてきていると。時代に応じて我々も行うことを変えていっております。特徴的なものはですね、オフィスのみならず会議室やラボラトリーがあるということでございます。研究開発系の企業様が、たくさん利用いただいています。で、そこで、私ども今、注力領域としてですね、ものづくりやヘルスケア、それから、こういったラボラトリーがある関係からですね、研究開発系の方が多く集うプログラムを行っております。一つだけちょっと特徴的なものをお話しさせてください。ものづくりは本日お越しいただいております、このものづくりハードウェアカップを、主催委員会としてさせていただいております。一方で、他のヘルスケアとかどういうことをやってるのかということで、ちょうど今、エントリーの募集期間中でございますので、この機会に PR をさせてください。ヘルスケアベンチャーカンファレンス京都というプログラムを行っております。私どもと、ジェトロ様、京都府様、京都市様と一緒に主催をさせていただいております。グローバル展開を目指すスタートアップの方に、エントリーいただけるプログラムで、今年すでに8回を迎えました。で、過去140の方が、ご登壇いただきまして、京都リサーチパークの取り組みにご参加いただく方々、かなりシード、アーリーの企業さん多いんですけれども、実はその後、皆様目覚ましい活躍をされている方が非常に多いなと思っております。私どもの取り組みをきっかけに、その後、我々が何かしたということのみを挙げているわけではないんですけれども、登壇後の資金調達、皆様目覚ましい額を挙げておいででしてですね、日本円にして約300億円ぐらいの累積額になっていっております。要は、早期に素敵な方が、登壇いただく物体になれているのかなと思っております。で、今年はですね、メディカルデバイスの部門も考えておりますので、もしエントリーをお考えの方おられましたら、4月3日がエンドでございますので、会場にお越しの方にはチラシもブースに置いておりますので、ぜひエントリーをお考えいただけると幸いです。こういった取り組みを通じて、京都から素敵な方々、それはスタートアップ企業のみならず、事業会社様、それから行政、大学のキープレイヤー、VC の方々、様々な方々に集っていただいて、京都から新しいものが生まれていくことを期待しております。ありがとうございました。以上でございます。
Thank you very much. So, finally, the judges have decided today's winners. Actually, I'm very surprised. Today, we have 2 second prize winners. So first, I show you the please wait 1 minute. Sure. Sorry, now we are preparing the prize, so now we'll take a 5 minutes break. Is it okay? Sorry, we need. You finished to write down? Okay, sure. Thank you. Sorry. I think Judge Yonamine went to the break. Looks like. Yeah, sure. Okay, sure. Sorry, we skipped the break. So now I say first today's second place winner is Osaka Heat Cool. Congratulations, Kenzo. Kenzo, please come in front of the screen. And then Junsuto will give the comment and the prize.
Congratulations. It was really tough decision. That's why you had 2 winners for the second place. And Osaka Heat Cool, it's technology science, and the unique way of looking at the market was a difference that put you apart from others. So we are looking forward to support you for your journey. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So next second place winner is Liberaware Company Limited CFO Taro Uchida. Congratulations. So Taro is online, right? Taro-san, could you please turn on your camera and the microphone? Wow. Taro-san. Taro-san is lost? Oh my gosh. So maybe Taro-san will see the record. So now Taro-san is not here, but or could you please give the comment and the feedback for Taro?
Okay. Yeah, so if they're not present, they don't win. No, I'm just joking. But anyway, no, we all collectively selected Liberaware. You know, I think they had some really interesting technology in areas like for infrastructure where they really need to do a lot of work on maintenance. You know, what was most impressive was that they had very good credentials, references, you know, like some of the work that they've done with Nippon Steel and Japan Railway. And, you know, just on a personal note, I think a lot of the other presenters were very good. But I think on short pitches, you should use more, you know, references, testimonials, credentials to prove that your technology works, right? So that was, you know, one of the things that we thought was kind of compelling for Liberaware, you know, that they had some specific, you know, customer references that we were able to really gauge the level of their solution. So anyway, great company, and really congratulations to all the other presenters today as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. I promise I will send this movie's link to him and then prize. So, today's first prize winner is オモテテインク CEO うらら。Congratulations. Please stay in front of the screen. And then Hannah will give the comments and the prize.
So congratulations, big congratulations to you. So we understand it's so hard to run a startup. And then we understand it is even might be harder to be a female founder. So we really, support you in any ways. And also I think big business opportunity lies in observation on, how to solve the problem that you've noticed. So I guess that we choose this company to be the number one because it is actually very careful observation through our live-in. So I guess we can actually promote those kind of observation and innovations to the globally. So congratulations on that, and we will here to support. And then if the hardware, supports anything technical you need, feel free to, reach out for help. Thank you.
Thank you. It was quite of a surprise, but I'm very happy. All of the other presenters were very good and the services were very interested as well. So thank you so much. That'll be it. Keep it short.
Sure. I hear the good news. Taro came back here. Hey, Taro. Are you sure? Taro came back here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Taro. You got the second prize.
Thank you. Sorry for that.
Paul gave a very nice comment to you, so please see the video later.
Sorry.
Yeah, we will send the prize to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So finally, let's hear the review from the main judge, Alan Miner. Alan.
Hi. I'm sure you all had an experience like I did at some year of elementary school, maybe first grade, maybe fourth grade, maybe fifth grade, where your teacher said, "You kids are the best class of fifth graders I've ever taught in my life." And you turn to your students and say, "Yeah, she tells that to the students every year." Well, every year at this conference, I say, "You guys are the best batch of startups we've heard at Monozukuri pitch event ever." And I'm starting to believe what my teachers said in elementary school really was true. This group was amazing. From Liberaware, who actually one of my venture capital firms I'm involved is actually in due diligence right now, evaluating them and having serious discussions about backing them. When he pitched at the beginning, "Oh, this is going to be easy. We're already looking at them. He'll win." And then the next one came and was very competitive. And the next one was even better. And throughout the day, each presentation seemed to raise the bar for the next one, starting off from a very, very good beginning. This is also, I hate to not decide who wins first and second and third and to cop out with a tie. This year, it was impossible to decide between Liberaware and Osaka Heat Cool which one should win second place and which one third. We had quite a bit of discussion as a group. Both companies have tremendous strengths. And we just found it was too difficult to compare and contrast and choose whose strengths are more impressive or more likely to succeed than the other. So I congratulate Makino-san for having the courage to innovate this program and allow us as a group of judges to decide on one of the judges' recommendations that we have a tie for the first time in this awards. I don't think, although every presentation was good, I think even as a man who happily will never have to experience dealing with menstruation as a husband and a father of a daughter, I know how it was all of the concerns and issues and challenges of females in the modern world resonated so easily to me. And it seems like a solution that should come from the land of vending machines. It should come from a Japanese woman. But just because I'm a man doesn't mean I don't understand the value in society and the clever, innovative approach to addressing that problem that Urara is undertaking. I look forward to further discussions with each of the companies to get to know them better, to explore whether it's an appropriate time for my firm to consider an investment in your companies. Every company today, I think, deserves serious consideration by any venture capital firm in Japan that is wanting to back companies that have global potential. You're all at different stages. Some would be easier for one VC to invest in another, but I think this is the first time I remember when every company presented, I felt like deserved a second look as an investor. So congratulations to the presenters. Congratulations to Monozukuri Ventures for putting together such a remarkable group of entrepreneurs for us to listen to and meet today. And I don't know how this group gets superseded by next year's group. This may be the peak for a while, but if next year's group is even better than this year's, I can't wait. So congratulations to Monozukuri and to all of the presenters, and especially, of course, to our 3 winning companies. That's all.
Thank you very much, Alan. Thank you. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining Monozukuri Hardware Cup 2023. See you, everybody. Monozukuri Hardware Cup 2024. So, hi, judges and the speakers, please come to in front of the screen, and then we will take a photo shoot.
Mr. Hamamura, please start your video. Thank you.
Audiences, we will have an after party here after photo shoot.
I'm sorry, I have to sign off in a couple minutes. So, hello?
Last photo, within 1 minute,
Hi.
Paul Yonami needs to leave.
Yeah,
Thank you, Paul,
I have-
today.
Okay, thank you. Did you take it?
Right. Finish, please. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody.
Bye, Paul.
Bye-bye, Al.
Bye,
Take care.
Paul. Bye, Ann.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, Allen. So now we start after party here.